Alrighty, guys. So in this video, I'm just going to talk a little bit about our clay tools that we're going to be using this semester and just kind of talk through like what each one is good for. So we've got a variety of tools here and a variety of things. You can see I'm working on my cloth. This is just an old t-shirt that I don't really care about, but the nice thing is really, if you're just using clay on it, it will wash clean ultimately. So, if you absolutely don't have an old t-shirt that you don't care about, just a cotton t-shirt, just make sure it's cotton. So, look on the tag, it should be 100% cotton. Um, Dish towels could work, but if they're textured or like have like the fuzzy stuff, then I would stay away from that. You want to have something that's nice and smooth and that's strictly cotton. Okay. Some other things that you'll see here in this video is a pencil. This is great for all kinds of stuff, tracing templates, and you can actually carve with a pencil, and I'll be kind of getting into that in a later video. You can kind of trace through clay and cut it apart with a pencil. You can make textures with a pencil with either end, even the side. So this is one of my favorite clay tools, actually. A spoon is great for a lot of things. You can kind of cut out, you can do smoothing on clay like this. Like if I have a clay, I can smooth. Okay, so you can see how it smoothes the surface. And it's really good for just kind of pushing clay around and moving it around in the way that you need. You can also kind of scoop with it if you need to remove areas. And obviously you can use the tail end as a clay tool as well. So if you're pressing or you want to have sort of a narrower type of smoothing surface, you can use the end. Forks are nice. I didn't have a metal fork. I just have a plastic one here. So, and that goes the same for any of these. Realistically, you can get away with using plastic silverware for this. You may want to have a few backups. I've seen pieces of the fork break on accident or whatever, but in the grand scheme of things, plastic can work just fine. So with a fork, you can do multiple things, but the nice thing about a fork is you can do what is called scoring, and that's going to be a part of the attachment process that I'll demo in another video. So forks are nice for that. You can also do like little textures with forks. It's good for a lot of things. Butter knife is going to be good for cutting through clay and also for using as a tool as well. So you can use it to kind of spread like you're spreading butter. You can get a nice smooth surface with it. You can also use the tail end, but you can also cut with it. So you can cut right through. Our rib tool, this is sort of something that yours might end up looking a little different than mine depending on the lid that you use. Like I've seen, some lids are like solid white or yellow or whatever color. But as long as you have something that is straight on one edge and then curved on another, this is going to be another good tool. You can do a lot of things with this. So, if you want to use it to kind of slice through clay, it does that pretty well, you can see. And it's going to stick to it a little bit. This is plastic clay, but you can see I cut that piece pretty effortlessly. You can use it for smoothing. So if you're using this rib tool, you can kind of use it. And the nice thing about this tool, just a plastic lid, is that you can kind of bend it too to like create little rounded edges. Even using this straight edge, you can just kind of pull it and smooth. Okay. And you can use the curved edge too if you want to have like more of a concave or you want to kind of really smooth out and it's just got that curved side to it. Okay, so this is going to be a handy tool for us for a lot of things. And obviously we've got a small container you're going to need for slip. And in another video, I'm going to show you how to make slip. So this is going to be important. A larger container, this one's big enough I can't fit it quite on the screen. It's about maybe 5 or 6 inches tall and maybe 8 or 9 inches wide. And it's got a lid. Okay, this is going to be nice for transporting your clay project. So when you have something carefully built, you're going to put it in here. You could even stand it up if you need to. And you can get a different size container if you want something bigger, but having this is going to be nice because you can close the lid and obviously you're going to have to carry it in. I wouldn't just throw this in your backpack, but the nice thing is your clay project won't get squished this way. You can also use newspaper to crumple up to kind of pack around it if you have fragile pieces or little arms or legs that you don't want to move or something like that. I would use small pieces of paper to kind of just put in there and fluff it in. You don't feel like you're packing down into a box or something, right? It's just a little bit of packing here and there. And you know, having a little container of water might be nice just in case you need to rinse. Like my fork, I can kind of dip it in the water and then like wipe it clean on my towel on my work surface. So, you know, this is good here. Okay. The other thing you might need is a couple like grocery bag type things. These will be good for wrapping your project day to day. So when you're working on your project and you want to maintain that soft, workable stage, you're going to want to make sure that you have it airtight in a container or in a bag. Okay. The last thing here is floss. Now, this is optional. I didn't put this required because you can cut with your rib tool, no problem. But if you have floss, floss can work really well with cutting through like a bigger chunk of clay. So like, let's say I have a big chunk like this, I can kind of pull this around and then pull it through. And what that does is just cut it right in half. Okay. Or any kind of a string or wire can work. But floss is nice because it's real strong. It's not going to break or, you know, make any marks on the clay. It just pulls right through nice and clean. But again, this is optional. You know, find stuff at home that you could use. You don't need to, you know, go out and spend a bunch of money. Like I said, an old t-shirt, some silverware or plastic silverware, a pencil that you already have. This thing's going to get all dusty and dirty. So, you know, it's not like it has to be glamorous stuff here, guys. The cool stuff that's going to come out of this is going to be what you do with your hands and your clay. So that's a little overview on your tools. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.